Hey guys, welcome back to the movement project. So today we're going to learn about the hip hinge. So the hip hinge would be when I start in a deadlift position, so that would be any kind of Olympic lift or just RDL, any kind of deadlift that you're doing. It's a very big learning curve to figure out how to keep a good tilt in your pelvis as you go through that, as opposed to a kyphotic spine. We're trying to keep that anterior tilt, and a lordotic spine, that good straight neutral curve. So what we're going to do is a test and retest and some mobility drills in between to try to figure this out so that you can get a good warm-up before you do a deadlift. Alright, so Jared, my model, is going to hold on to the dowel with his one hand on the top of his neck, other hand low at his low back. He's going to make sure he touches the stick to his tailbone, his upper spine, and his head. Going to get a soft knee. His heels stay on the ground, and I'm going to see how far he can hitch his hips back. So how far can you push your hips holding on to all 3 points? Nice. And stand up. All right, so show them what wouldn't be a very good test. So as he starts to push back, before we get into any kind of good hinge, he starts to tilt and he loses that contact on tilting, okay? So that's what we're working with. It happens all the time when I'm trying to teach a client how to do this movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to start him down on his hands and knees. Right? Take out the ankle joint. And we're going to put something, a water bottle, foam roller, something that he can put on his low back. He gets in that good position. The requirement is just to keep it on his hips. And how far can you push your hips back? Nice. So he learns how to hitch his hips back and keep that good curve in his spine. All right, and then go ahead and show us a bad one. So he starts to go a little too far, he gets butt wink, and boom, foam roller falls off. Okay, so I'm going to have him find how far he can push his hips back with that foam roller staying on his low back. All right, as soon as he gets done with that, we're going to go into a yoga pose. So I'm going to have him reach down to his toes. I don't care how he does it. Bend his knees, tuck his head in towards his thighs. All right, so I'm going to allow him to just curve his back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask him to draw up, push his hips back, and find a flat back. So drawing his shoulder blades up, push his hips back until he's flat, just like that. And then breathe and relax. All right, and then it comes back to the retest. So what we're going to have Jared do is take the dowel. We'll have him put one hand on the top, one hand on the bottom, but we'll have him switch after 5 reps. So, like I said, there's a learning curve to this. So we're going to use the test as another drill. Feet are straight ahead. Like that. Keep your knees soft, push your hips back, make sure you keep all points intact. He goes as far back as you can with that tailbone on the dowel, and then he stands up, squeezes his glutes, and kind of mimics that deadlift position. Once he does 5, he'll do 5 on the other side with the other arm on top. Sometimes the shoulder mobility changes it. Show him again, push as far back as I can. And this one is a little bit more of a client to trainer test. So I can now say that he looks like he's ready because he's got the positioning down to then go into a set of deadlifts or Olympic lifts. All right, try it out and let me know how it goes. Good luck.